All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. I should start this properly. Welcome back to me award-winning podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? How you doing? Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, and coming on back. I do appreciate it. Check this out wherever you're getting your podcast from. Share it, like it, subscribe, smash that button, as the idiots say. I am here all winterized in the Cheaper Than Therapy studio, and we're going to get into it. We're going to have a quick episode. It is December 23rd, Christmas Eve, as the whole world has been saying, if you're ever a fan of Friends, which I was a fan of Friends. When I went back and watch it, you're like, oh, these jokes were bad, isn't they? It's like when you find an old comedy set, and you go back and you listen to it and you go, oh, I thought I was way better than I was. Merry Christmas to you, Happy Hanukkah. And I think there's anything else. Is there really? Nothing else counts. Let's be honest. You can pretend the Kwanzaa one does, but I don't think I have any Kwanzaites listening to this episode. But to me, I like to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Here, I believe our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, of course, is that's what I follow. So but again, Jews made it halfway, right? You kind of had the Old Testament, and then you got to the middle, and then Jesus came like, nah, we got enough in this book, we're fine. But anyway, you're almost there, so I welcome you. Happy Hanukkah. I've been enjoying the season. I really have. I've been away a lot, and I finally got a chance to come back, and I feel like I missed some of the season from you all. I missed some of the season from being around it, and the lights, and the music, and that kind of stuff. And I went to the mall like a psychopath the other day. I went to the mall, and just watching people lose their mind, and that was kind of joyful to me, to watch people kind of, go to town on each other, just watching fights, parents beating their kids in front of Santa, really feeling the festivities. And I said, what I do every year, anyone knows Mick Thomas knows this, that come November 1st, I start listening to music, I start watching Christmas movies. But here's what I noticed, right, this year. The monopoly has started. I don't have all the subscriptions. I have a Hulu, I have a HBO, I don't have Netflix. Netflix can get lost. What else do I have? Stars, Showtime, which is now Paramount. They're all merging, right? I have all the main ones except Netflix. But what I noticed is the Christmas movies, and I love a good Christmas movie. Christmas movies have now been all outsourced, not to India. Merry Christmas, I need them. All the Christmas movies have been spread out. You can't get them now. You can't get your favorite Christmas movies. One of my favorite Christmas movies is over here, and I gotta go click. Where is it? It was here last year. Nah, man. This company bought it. You gotta subscribe to watch it. And it's sad. It's sad that I'm missing out on all these amazing movies. And we do love a good Christmas movie, all of us, don't we? We love it. And and by the way, come see me live. I got dates coming up. I'm planning my tour next year. And I'm going to do some cruises next year. I got them coming in, but that's a different story. So anyway, back to Christmas movies. I was going through, I watched a lot of, and I love good Christmas movies. And I just thought, like, what are my top 10 Christmas movies? And I thought I'd list this episode. It's Christmas. Nobody wants to hear politics. 'Tis the season of love. We all love a good Christmas movie, like it or not, right? Even if you're Jewish. There is a good Jewish movie, actually, I should have put down here, called 8 Crazy Nights. It didn't make the list. It's an animated movie by Adam Sandler. It's really funny. It is a really, really funny movie. It's animated. I highly recommend you check it out. 8 Crazy Nights. It's about Jews around Christmas time. It's a really good holiday movie. I'll call it a holiday movie. But after that, everything is all Christmas, innit? But if you want to check out, if you've never heard of that one, 8 Crazy Nights, check it out. Throw it in the comments. Let me know if you've seen it or not. Anyway, let's get into the list. I'm going to make a short episode. You can tell by my coat, my Bane coat. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas. I'm going to do a short episode, and I want to go back in and, have some food, Christmas food. So I'm going to do my top 10 Christmas movies, starting from 10 to 1. I like all these movies a lot, but as we get towards the end of it, it's kind of very hard to get into that. And put in the comments what your favourite Christmas movie is along the way. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, if I left out any, right? Some people think, oh, Wonderful Life. I didn't put that on there. Because A Wonderful Life is kind of a rip-off of A Christmas Carol in a way, isn't it? Like, the angel is, right? I'm going to try and kill myself. So A Wonderful Life didn't make the list, and I know some of you out there, the older folk, love A Good Wonderful Life. It didn't make the cut. Other movies, Jingle All the Way, it didn't make the cut. Arnold Schwarzenegger, it just didn't. I like it. It just didn't make it into the top 10. All right. So if I list something here that I should have put in the top 10, put it in the comments. Let us know. Let's get into it, shall we? Make a nice quick episode, and we'll go on and we'll wish each other a Merry Christmas, and we'll move on, shall we? First one, top of the list, right? Number 10, working way down. You're probably thinking you're shocked already. You're shocked just like when you saw Drew Barrymore get killed in the opening scene of Scream. Elf, get it out the way. I love Elf. I liked Elf when it came out. I like Elf when I watched it the first 10 times. It's kind of lost its flavour for me now. It really has. It's kind of lost its flavour to me. I do love Elf. It is a good movie, but when you go back and watch it like again and again, he is kind of annoying. And you wouldn't like that guy being around Buddy the Elf that long. Even his brother in it, his biological brother, he's annoying too, isn't he? That young Italian kid. And it's got James Caan in it, and it's about this guy, Santa, who goes in and steals a baby from an orphanage. And it's got, he takes him back to the North Pole. He gets raised by an elf, but he's a person. And then he finds out he's a person, not an elf, and he goes to New York to find his dad. His dad's James Caan's Sonny from The Godfather. Not many may have known that. And, ups and downs. Messes up with the Christmas, and then all of a sudden he just sings a song and he saves Christmas again. And here's my problem with these movies. He moves to New York and falls in love. All these movies where somebody comes to Earth or goes to the world for the very first female they meet to fall in love with. Did you ever know? Happened in Thor. Thor arrives on Earth first day. I mean, you saw what Thor looks like. The most perfect specimen of a man. Bang! Muscles, long hair, gorgeous. First girl he meets, yeah, that's it. I don't want to check around. I don't want to see what else is going on here on the planet. I figured the first one I'll see, that'll do me. And the same with Buddy the Elf. He meets one girl and all of a sudden he's in love with her. Anyway, Elf made number 10. 10. I know it's high up. I've just seen it too many times. I think it's a little bit overrated. I do enjoy it, but it's definitely overrated. Number 9, Office Christmas Party. It's a bit adult, right? It's got a lot of adult stuff. Got me buddy in there, right? My buddy's in that movie. And the jokes are great. It's got Jennifer Aniston in it, who never ages, always looks fantastic. It's got Olivia Munn. I love a bit of Olivia Munn. And it's got another person who doesn't age, Jason Bateman, right? And it's got me buddy TJ Miller, and it's got and it's basically about this company that's about to go under, and the boss's son decides to throw this over the top 18 rated R party, drugs, prostitutes, everything. It's got car chases. It's got everything you want from a good Christmas movie. I love it. It's a great Christmas movie. Office Christmas Party comes in at number 9 because it's because we've all had those work parties that you've had to go to, right? You had to go to these work parties and you sit at a place, like a restaurant, and you sit around and you go there and everyone puts a $25 limit on a gift. Why are we doing that to each other? Why are we doing, you got Lynn and you got Denise in the Secret Santa. Can I just give Lynn or Denise the $25? You give me the $25? Or better still, let's just keep her $25, wish each other a Merry Christmas and just head off. Can we do that? But no, Office Christmas Party is the type of work party you want to be part of, right? Photocopying your arse on the machine, sending it around, everybody's doing it in the lockers. It's just a good time. It looks like a good place you want to work. You want to get promoted in that place. It's got a good Christmas feel to it. So Office Christmas Party comes in at number 9. Number 8, listen lads, classic. Every year, I'll never get bored watching it, Home Alone. Home Alone. Why do I like that? Well, the guy who plays Buzz follows me on Instagram, doesn't he? Isn't that cool? Humble brag there, dropping names. Oi, pick them up. I love Home Alone. It's the classic. I like Home Alone 2. I think I like Home Alone 2. I mean Home Alone also. No, Home Alone 2. That's right. I like Home Alone 2 because it's got Donald Trump in it and it upsets a lot of people. I used to love Home Alone and then I knew Donald Trump was in it. Well, you can't take it back now. Just like I wasn't a Joe Biden fan, but when I saw Joe Biden turn up in Parks and Recreation after I knew who Joe Biden kind of really was before the wheels fell off. I didn't go back and go, I'm no longer watching Parks Recreation. Good show, good jokes. Grow up, people. Anyway, Home Alone, set in Chicago. A lot of these, by the way, do you ever notice Christmas movies are set in Chicago? I will point them out as we get along the way. Office Christmas Party, Chicago. Funny that. Home Alone, Chicago. Love it. Anyway, how about this little kid? He gets left at home alone, right? It's all and his family leaves him in look it. And everyone kind of talks about that would never happen. Yeah, it would. Yeah, absolutely would. Do you know the amount of times I've just left my house and forgot I had babies when they were babies? I wouldn't leave them in a car. Once I have them, I'm a good dad. But sometimes you forget you have a kid, you know, and they make it seem like the McAllisters forgot Kevin on purpose. I mean, by accident. I think they forgot him on purpose. I really do. He was being a knob, ruining everybody's night, right? And my son was like that when he was that age. Like, really, you wish you could have left him home alone. You could have just, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about Christmas. I'm talking about all year round. But, you know, and they fly off and they leave the son, and then she rides in a car with John Candy, R.I.P. And then he fights off two criminals, which, you know, if you ever watch a documentary about anything about medicine, those guys would have died right away. On any of those accidents, but however, they, you know, they get through and they save, and Kevin McAllister, you know, saves himself. And it's a great movie, man. You can't beat Home Alone. You just can't. I'm a big fan of that. And it's like, you know, it made me want to leave my kids at home to know that they could defend themselves. All you gotta do is buy a bag of Micro Machines, a tarantula, a heating iron, what else do you need? Glue, a long nail, a rope that's soaked in kerosene. That's the second one. We can't watch that one because it's got Donald Trump in it. Build a tree house and you're good. That's all you need. You don't need a babysitter. Buy those things. Home Alone. Home Alone your kids. It'll make... like, Kevin McAllister now, right, if he grew up, and I'm sure Macaulay Culkin has made sketches about it, but surely Kevin McAllister now is in the CIA, right? He's already got that kind of training. He definitely has to work for Black Ops. I'm surprised Call of Duty never did a Home Alone version. Anyway, Home Alone. In at number 7, The Grinch, the Jim Carrey version, not the... what's his name? What's the guy who plays Doctor Strange? I like The Grinch. I like The Grinch a lot. That's a good movie. I don't like the book because I hate Dr. Seuss's weird rhyming. You know, I hate Dr. Seuss because one time when my daughter was small, in the school she went to, it was her birthday, and in America you let the parents come in and read to teach the class. Yeah. You're calling somebody who's home on a Wednesday to come in and teach your future, America. That's a dumb idea. I'm sitting home on a Wednesday. Would you like to come in and teach the class? No problem. Fun fact about Mick Thomas, he can't read out loud. I can read, of course, but I can't read out loud. I stutter, I fumble, I get confused, I get upset, I get nervous. And I'm reading There's a Wocket in My Pocket by Dr. Seuss in front of all these hot teachers who came in to see the attractive Irish guy with an accent. And my accent was a lot stronger then, I can tell you that. And I opened my mouth and these words just farted all over the place. And I left embarrassed. I think I left my daughter behind. I think I said, you know what, that's it. I'm moving to start a new life in North Dakota. Anyway, so I'm not a big fan of Dr. Seuss. I never was. I never liked him. I liked Horton Hears Who. That's a good one. But I think The Grinch is a great movie. I do think The Grinch... And the good thing about The Grinch is like we all think, oh, he hates Christmas. No, he just hates people. He hates people. He still loves Christmas. He dresses up as it. You know? Although that... What was that one woman? I remember watching her. She had the weird makeup on. What was her name? And she had the big who knows. That sounds racist, doesn't it? She had a who knows. Some people will complain about this episode. Oh, she had, you know the girl, which one? The one with the who knows. Oh, you can't say that anymore. It's 2024. Almost 25. But she's very attractive. I don't know why. I'm watching the Who, the Whoville with you know, the Grinch, and I'm like, am I into this now? Is this my new thing? Because we all do that, right? I mean, I do. You see something, you go, oh, that's new. That's wiring something down there, and I'm into Whoville women now. That's, you know, some people have that conversation. Some people like, oh, do you like African American women? My friends would say. Do you like Asian women? That's a popular one. Hispanic women. Now I like Whoville women. That's my thing. That when I watched The Grinch, the first time I was like, I guess I'm into Whoville women. Grinch doesn't like people, takes away their Christmas, feels bad, gives them back Christmas. The end. Big fan of the Grinch. Big fan of the Jim Carrey Grinch. Next one. This is a great one. Number 6, Fred Claus. I'm a big fan of Vince Vaughn. Another one. Hey, another Chicago one. And Fred Claus, the brother of Santa Claus, gets overlooked, and then he has to go spend. He's a bit of a bum, right? Bit of a shyster. And then he wants to borrow money from Santa, his brother, played by, what's his name? Paul Giovanni. And Santa invites him up to the North Pole, mate. He goes, all right, I'll give you 50 grand if you come up and hang out with me for a bit. And, Fred Claus being jealous, and it's just a great movie. If you haven't seen Fred Claus, I highly recommend you go see it. It's got a lot of laughs. It's got Vince Vaughn. He just talks in riddles, doesn't he? He just keeps talking in riddles to the point where, like, I don't find any of this funny, but I think I'm supposed to laugh. And you laugh, and that's the gift about Vince Vaughn. He just rambles. Like he's on a first date. Do you know what I mean? He's like, did you ever get pulled over by the cops? Not me. And they started talking to you, and you just realize you're not as cool as you thought you were. And then the cop is like, hey, where are you coming from? But you just tell him this long story about where you're coming from because you don't want to get locked up. That's Vince Vaughn. That's what Vince Vaughn movies are. Anyway, Santa Claus breaks his back in it, and then Vince Vaughn has to deliver presents all over the world. And big fan of Fred Claus. I think I watched it today, actually. Coming in at number 5. How are we doing on time? Because I want to get out of here. Oh, we're doing good on time. Number 5, 8-Bit Christmas. I don't know if you've ever seen this one. Now, if you're like me, if you've been in your 30s and moving into your 40s, this one's got all nostalgia. It's a flashback about these kids want to get a Nintendo system. Really funny. People are saying they're not making good Christmas movies anymore. They're not making good Christmas songs anymore. Ed Sheeran, Elton John, Christmas Time, great song. You guys should go into the classics with that one. Keep it up, lads. 8-Bit Christmas is a good movie. It really is. It's got all that nostalgia, which I normally don't like nostalgia, but it's a tearjerker. It's got dead dads in it. It's got no racism, right, which is strange for the early 80s. It's a great movie, man. It really is about these kids, and they're trying to get a Nintendo system, and the message there is that whatever you want now in life, in a few years, it's going to be shite. So don't stress over it. That's the message I got from that movie. So you might be out there, right? Your neighbours, oh, he's got an iPhone 15. I don't know if it goes up to 15. I've only got a 13. My phone is garbage. Don't worry about it. Soon his 15 will be garbage. Oh, he's got a nice Tesla. It's got all the... In 5 years, every car will have a computer and it'll be a Tesla. Stop worrying about it. That's the message I got from 8-Bit Christmas. But it is a tearjerker. It's going to come out of nowhere. It is going to make you cry. That's what I'm telling you. Giving you a heads up on it. 8-Bit Christmas. Definitely get it. Watch it. See it. It's going to make you sad. Very crispy. Watch it with the family. It's a great one if you're a dad like I am. And you know the way your kids just don't appreciate all you do for them. Right? And that happens. That's probably every dad right now. Kids don't care, and you try to give them advice and they just don't listen. Like, I watched Superman with my son, the Man of Steel, and Kevin Costner has given little Clark Kent, and he's given his life lesson, and Clark is nodding and agreeing with him. My son, give my son any advice, he just pisses off down the hallway, doesn't want to hear it. 8-Bit Christmas, watch it with your kids. It will guilt them into loving you. That's what I'm trying to say to you. 8-Bit Christmas on my list. Number 4. Christmas Vacation. Clark Griswold nails it, man. Isn't he the best character ever? He's a family man. He works hard. He loves a bit of, trying to hit on other women, right? He enjoys a good drink, and he holds his temper in like a real man, and then he lets it go at the right moment. He is the everyman that we all overlook, right? Can't see the line, can you, Russ? My favourite line from that whole movie. You can't see the line, can you, Russ? By the way, that woman, not having a go. It's not all about looks, but she ain't attractive. At least put an attractive woman for that scene, right? Put an attractive lady in. I'm not having a go. I'm really not. She got a nice body. That's fine. She shows the little stocking thing. You can't see the line, can you, Russ? But that is a guy that's beaten down by his wife's family, beaten down by his job, beaten down by, and the weird thing about that movie is the one person that supports him is his dad. Why? Because his dad knows the same thing he does. His dad goes through the exact same thing he does, so when he sees his son go through it, he has sympathy, he has empathy, and he understands. Everybody else just shites all over Clark Griswold. Great Christmas movie, Great message. That's all I'm saying. He puts up with a moocher of a brother-in-law. Oh, every guy can relate to Clark Griswold. You ladies can watch it and it is funny. And it is funny. Enjoy it. But that movie is for men. There's secret messages in there that you ladies don't see. And it's just for us men. Christmas Vacation. I'm surprised it only made it to the top. I'm surprised it didn't put that in my top 3. I'll be honest with you. I'm quite surprised. Next one on the list. Muppets Christmas Carol. Oh! First of all, favorite book of all time, the Bible. Second favorite book of all time, A Christmas Carol. I love A Christmas Carol by Dickens. Marley was dead to begin with. That's how it starts. My favorite. I've gone to see the play a bunch of times. I'm going to go see it over the break. It's got my favorite. It's just the greatest story ever told. I mean, again, the Bible is my favorite book, but the Christmas Carol is my favorite story. And the Muppets version I love everything the Muppets do. Everyone knows me. I'm a big Jim Henson fan. I always have read his book. I used to collect Muppets for Christ's sake. Up until quite recently. Not when you were 9. Nope, till quite recently. Big Jim Henson fan. Big Muppet fan. Michael Caine plays one of the best Scrooges you've ever seen. You know why? Because he doesn't play to the fact that puppets. He plays really A Christmas Carol. Like, he's just fantastic. Do you know what I mean? Like, so from the second he interacts with Bob Cratchit, played by Kermit the Frog, when his nephew comes into it, and he meets his nephew Fred, just why are you happy? I can't even forget. Why are you so miserable? You're rich enough. Why are you so happy? You're poor enough. Right? Just great line, great message in it, and it's about redemption. Right? The whole movie's about redemption, but the Muppets Christmas Carol is fantastic. One character, my least favorite Muppet, by the way. Fun fact about Mick Thomas: my least favorite Muppet of all time, and we all have one, would be Miss Piggy. She represents the worst side of women. She's just bossy. She's a bully, and if you don't give in to her, she sulks. And not only that, but she violently beats up Kermit the Frog, and we laugh at this every single week when she's violent, disrespectful, rude, aggressive towards Kermit because she's bigger than him, and we just laugh it off. Perfect metaphor for what men have to deal with. And poor Bob Cratchit, who loses his wife. He's not his wife. I bet he wished he lost his wife, knowing what she does to him. When he loses his son, Tiny Tim, right? She still beats him up. But anyway, Muppets Christmas Carol, my favorite movie. If you haven't seen it, I promise you, you're going to thank me when you watch it. Go watch a Muppets Christmas Carol. Number 2, Daddy's Home 2. Why not the first one? First one's not a Christmas movie, Mick. Second one, it's got everything. It's got Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, right? It's got the return of Mel Gibson. Remember he got in trouble for the Jewish thing he said in the hot tub? And he got kicked out of Hollywood and nobody let him back. It was the first movie he came back. First one, nothing to do with Christmas. I think they had a Christmas in July because, Will Ferrell's character was trying to outdo Mark Wahlberg's character, so he threw a fake Christmas. But Mel Gibson rents this beautiful cabin out for Christmas. They go away, and it's just a great family movie. It's got everything. It's got sexism. Mel Gibson's teaching his grandson how to be sexist. It's got hunting, where she teaches his granddaughter to shoot a turkey. It's got heartfelt moments. It's got everything that Christmas is about. It's got Do They Know It Will Be Christmas Time. Mark Wahlberg wants to sing the Bono part. I sang the Bono part in the school choir. Not that I was good at, Mick, you were in a choir. They made us go to the choir because we were short 9 people. And the bad boys, me, when I say bad boys, doesn't mean I was always I'm a bad boy. I mean, I was just a clown. I cracked jokes all the time, and I was shoved into the choir. Couldn't sing for shite. But I got the Bono part. Mark Wahlberg wanted the Bono part. Check out Daddy's Home 2. I promise you, you're going to absolutely love it. Number one on my list. A Christmas Carol. What? You just said the Muppets Christmas Carol. Listen, folks, there's a new version produced by Tom Hardy. If you have Hulu, it's playing on Hulu. If you listen in another country, look it up. Guy Pearce brought it out. The cast is amazing. It is so dark. Because when you look at Scrooge, right, you go, realistically, when you look at Scrooge, what's so bad about Scrooge in any other version, even in the book, even in any version of Scrooge, even in Mr. Magoo Scrooge, whatever version of Scrooge you've seen, what is so bad about him? Nothing. He's just a grumpy man. Is he not? I'm like that some days. You get me in a bad day, I'm a bit of a Scrooge, right? I don't say the word bah humbug, of course, because I watch me language. I got children running around. But this one, Guy Ritchie, it is so dark. It's got Scrooge getting molested as a kid. It's got Scrooge asking Cratchit's wife to take her clothes off for money. Doesn't do anything, right? It's got a real disabled kid in it, so that's good for the woke mob. It's got a real disabled kid playing Tiny Tim, right? It's got, like, and at the end of it, when it comes to redemption, my goodness, will you cry? If you do not cry, you are now an AI person. You are going into 2025 with a hollow tin chest. You are, I believe, sent here by Elon Musk. If you do not cry at Christmas Carol by Guy Ritchie. Again, if you're in the US, it's on FX. It's so dark. It's so, like, you get to see the evil things that Scrooge and Marley did. They killed horses to save money. They killed children. It's got people pissing on Marley's grave. It's got, you're watching this movie and your jaw's on the floor. You find out Scrooge was molested in school by the principal. It's just like, so now you know why Scrooge, he's just messed up. Scrooge is just he's a product of his upbringing. His dad used to beat him. He had a pet mouse. A pet mouse. His dad squashes the mouse in front of him. Traumatizing stuff, man. But let me tell you, the best version of A Christmas Carol is the Guy Ritchie one, produced by Tom Hardy. Listen, and I know you're probably thinking like, Michael, how come this didn't make it? How come that didn't make it? What about A Christmas Story? Don't like A Christmas Story. I did like the second Christmas Story, believe it or not. The second Christmas Story is actually better than the first one. My opinion. I didn't have it. I didn't like it. Anyway, there's other movies that didn't make it. I get in the light here. My battery's going to die. Look, it's been a good year, folks. It really has. We'll do a wrap-up end of the year one next week. But for now, guys, I just want to wish you all a happy Christmas. Don't go crazy. I know it's too late on your presents. It's not what it's about. Listen, Christmas is about the time of year that at least for me, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was born, gave his life for us. So it's the time of year where you appreciate, like, if you're not kind all year round, if you catch yourself not being kind, and that happens to all of us, right? But this year, it reminds us to be kind. Remind us to be kind to each other. We are fellow companions on the way to the grave, as Charles Dickens once said. Have a Merry Christmas with your family. And if you're not celebrating Christmas, if you're Jewish, Happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish friends. If you're an atheist, then don't celebrate Christmas. Get away from us. Leave it. Take your tree down. I'm kidding. If you're an atheist, that's fine too. That's fine too. Take pride in knowing that this time of year is a time for you to be with your family, to be joyful, and remember, it only exists because our Lord and Savior was born. This is his birthday time of the year. Now we know Jesus probably wasn't born in the winter; he was probably born in the springtime. Hence, because it was lamb, there was a lamb, and lambs don't come out in the winter, right? Lambs are born in the springtime, so that's probably a good indication of when Jesus was born. But it's not a history class. It's not a history class. The secret is, folks, listen, go out there, have a very, very Merry Christmas with your family, your friends, and if you have nobody, find somebody, go spend some time with somebody. If you're with somebody, reach out to them. If you haven't spoke to anybody in a while, if you're estranged from a family, reach out to them. This is the one time of the year where we can forgive each other, let things go, move on, and let's just spread peace and love. If it's only for this day, if it's only for this season, and if we can't keep it in our hearts all year round like Ebenezer Scrooge did, then that's fine. But at least try in this beautiful season. Listen, thanks for liking, subscribing, listening, sharing, and coming on back. I do appreciate it. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.